Are you doing a preview for the Stanley Cup Final? Yep. Okay, because you do know if you pick a winner and curse them with your dangle jinx, people will kill you. Woo! Are you just gonna get hammered? Get me a toaster. Magic Angel Robot from Winnipeg.
What the hell are you talking about?
This team is ruining my life. Well, that's a chance I'm willing to take, maybe. Oh man! 3 rounds of playoff hockey. Goals, saves, and several incidents of nut spearing. All that and more combined with an energy drink way too late in the day, and what do you get? Me making this video and us being on the doorstep of the 2014 Stanley Cup Final. God, I'm gonna crash so hard after this. How stoked is Gary Bettman right now? New York versus LA, are you joking? And not like the Islanders, like actual New York. The Rangers and Kings. Over the years, the Rangers and Kings haven't developed the same rivalry as, say, the Flyers and Penguins, the Canadians and Bruins, the Leafs and Winning. Oh, Winning pulls out all the stops, but somehow the Leafs prevail every time. But even though the teams themselves, the Rangers and Kings, don't have the biggest rivalry, the cities do. Even up in Canada, I feel it. It drifts in off the lakes. It's West Coast and East Coast. Biggie versus Tupac. The series should start with a freestyle rap battle. All you jabronis and Tyler Toffoli's think you're gonna snipe a Henry Lundqvist homie, please. But don't get loudy, it's about to get rowdy with Drew Doughty. 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, then you're rowdy. Everyone in the background just like, oh! Okay, maybe they shouldn't do that. Although it's an idea we should hold on to when the finals are back in Detroit. Here's what we've got. The LA Kings' magical journey. Down 3-0 to the Sharks, and a couple ass kickings in there, if I might add. And it looks like they're one and done. And they win game 4, and it's like, oh, they won the series. There was just something about them. They were hulking up. They were like Super Mario. Like games 1, 2, and 3, they hit a Goomba. But in game 4, they got this star and just... And that was it. They came all the way back and beat the Sharks in 7. Then they get the Ducks, who are just a treat. They will smash you through the boards. They will punch you in the face. And worst of all, they will get your gloves slightly damp. Like for me, it's hits to the head, checking from behind, and spraying someone with a water bottle. The 3 cardinal sins of hockey. You just can't do that. But somehow, with moisture on their gloves, the Kings prevailed. Oh my goodness, who's this John Gibson kid? And the Kings are just, guess you'll have to find out next season. Pew pew! And then the Blackhawks, defending Stanley Cup champions. War! Kings are up 3-1. And the Blackhawks, like Rocky Balboa, fight their best after getting their asses kicked for a bit. And they just dance through games 5 and 6. Up 2-0 early in game 7. But the Kings fight back a few times in this game and pull off the overtime win. Speaking of Rocky Balboa, the New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. Game 6, Rangers have a chance to end the series. Nope, they suck. Lundqvist pulled, woe is me. Oh my god, this series is going south in a hurry. Lundqvist, shutty. The Swedish word for goose egg is Hank. So we go to round 2. Ah, geez, it's the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are either the worst best team ever or the best worst team. I haven't decided. And the Rangers saw that in this series. Down 3-1, the Rangers rally. Winners, overtime, thrillers, and they close it out in 7. And Martin St. Louis and company, amidst tragedy, rise to victory. Then the Montreal Canadiens, no. They just beat the Boston Bruins. How are they ever going to beat the... Hey, Kreider's going kind of fast. Oh, wow. Carey Price is out for the series, and that makes things kind of interesting. But just when it looks like the Rangers have this thing wrapped up with a bow on it, Tokarski puts on a show. But the Rangers, again, all clicking at the same time, punch their way through. They eliminate the Habs in 6, and we are where we are today. On the eve of the 2014 Stanley Cup Final. 2 teams, 1 cup. If you are a fan of the Rangers or you are a fan of the Kings, know this. Your team has a 50% chance, a 1 in 2 chance at winning the Stanley Cup. That's really all it comes down to. The Kings last won the Cup 2 years ago, the Rangers 20 years ago. And they do say absence makes the heart grow fonder, but 1 day away from the Cup is too much time. The Blackhawks weren't cool with getting eliminated, they wanted it again. And both of these teams, some with players who have won the Cup and some with players who have not, want it to win it just as bad. So who has the advantage? You know, it's hard to say. The Kings were the best possession team in the NHL this season. The Rangers, 6th best, not bad. Got 2 great coaches going head-to-head, Daryl Sutter, Alain Vigneault, 2 very different interview styles. These aren't dumb teams, that's for sure. They might take a little bit too many penalties though, and I think that goes for both of them. I gotta give the Kings the advantage up front. They just can't stop scoring. Gaborik, Carter, Kopitar, Toffoli contributing, Pearson contributing. That is a deep crew. But you look at the Rangers and Nash is turning it on a little bit. Martin St. Louis is coming alive. Kreider's contributing. Pouliot contributes a little. They got all these little contributors in there. And pesky guys like Zuccarello up front. Really, these are 2 extraordinarily strong teams. I give the advantage to LA, but it's not much of one. Then you look at defense. Doughty, Muzz, and Voinov. Beasts at both ends of the ice. But then you look at the playoffs the Rangers are having on defense, specifically Ryan McDonagh. Wow. I want to give LA the advantage there too, but not much of one. Then we have the goalies. In my opinion, IMHO, Henrik Lundqvist is undeniably better than Jonathan Quick. The guy stops pucks and the guy wins games. Quick, I know he's in the Stanley Cup Final, but he has not had a great playoffs. But here's the thing, and I know this is a frustrating point to point out, Henrik Lundqvist, never been to the final before. Jonathan Quick, Conn Smythe. So while I think game in and game out, if you play 100 consecutive games, I want Henrik Lundqvist in net, but we know Jonathan Quick has what it takes to steal a series, steal a playoffs. Still, I give that one to New York. So who do I think is going to win? Well, that really is the great equalizer, isn't it? I think a lot of people think LA has this wrapped up, and I understand. The West is strong, and they had to bulldoze their way through 3 incredibly strong opponents. The Rangers, meanwhile, the East has a lot of flaws, but you can't look at the Flyer series, the Penguin series, the Habs series, and tell me that the Rangers got softballs. No, it was the big boy stuff, and they were cracking dingers. Whether this series goes 4 or 7, I think it's going to be closer than people expect. So I think the winner is going to be... no freaking way, dude. Dangle jinx. I'm not doing it now. It's the Stanley Cup Final. There's too much at stake. So let me ask, who do you think is going to win? So that's it for this one. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it and you want to see more throughout the Stanley Cup Finals and beyond. And I will see you next time. If you want fast internet like me, go to techsavvy.com. And get jacked because it's the big dance! I'm going to go have a nap now. I think it's wearing off.